If you are 65 to 80 years old and still do the following 8 things, you are a rare gem. If you're between the ages of 65 and 80, and you still do these 8 things, you are what I'd call a rare gem. In a world that often underestimates the power and potential of aging adults, your habits, mindset, and choices can set you apart. Not just in how long you live, but in how well you live. And today, I want to talk directly to you, senior to senior, about the daily actions and quiet strengths that define thriving elders. These aren't just empty compliments. These 8 signs are based on real insights from senior health research, emotional well-being studies, and what we've learned from the world's healthiest aging populations. So let's get into it. And as we go, ask yourself, how many of these are still part of your life? First, you still wake up with a purpose. You don't just get out of bed because you have to. You get up because something is pulling you forward. Maybe it's tending your garden, helping a neighbor, finishing a puzzle, writing your story, or simply making the perfect cup of coffee and sitting in the sun. It doesn't have to be big, but if you still wake up with a reason, a rhythm, a goal, you are far ahead of most people your age. Having purpose is one of the strongest predictors of mental and physical health in old age. It keeps your brain sharp. It keeps depression away. It gives structure to your days. You are not just passing time, you are still living it. Second, you stay curious. You still ask questions. You still read. You still want to know how things work, how people think, what's going on in the world. And in a time when many older adults slow down their minds, you keep stretching yours. Curiosity is a quiet kind of energy. It doesn't fade unless we let it. Seniors who stay curious are often the ones who stay mentally strong. You might not be solving equations or writing books, but if you're still learning, still exploring, still wondering, then you're keeping your brain alive in the most beautiful way. That's elderly wisdom at its finest. Not just what you know, but your willingness to keep growing. Third, you laugh easily and often. Laughter in old age is a gift. If you can still find humor in daily life, still chuckle at the absurdity, still share a joke, still laugh at yourself, then you're carrying something rare. Many seniors lose their sense of joy under the weight of loss, pain, or isolation, but not you. Your laughter is your resistance. It's your medicine. It's a sign that your spirit is still light, no matter what your body's been through. And research agrees. Those who laugh more tend to live longer and better. Laughter reduces stress, lowers blood pressure, and strengthens the immune system. Thriving elders aren't just serious thinkers, they're joyful survivors. Fourth, you still move every day. You may not run marathons, you may not even walk far, but you move. You stretch your arms in the morning. You walk to the mailbox. You tidy the kitchen. You get up, get dressed, and engage with the world physically, not just mentally. Movement is one of the most powerful things you can give your body after 60. It improves circulation, digestion, balance, and sleep. And more importantly, it sends a message to your mind. I am still capable. Seniors who stop moving tend to fade faster, but those who move just a little every day keep their independence longer. You don't have to be strong, just consistent. And if you're still moving, even slowly, you're still thriving. Fifth, you choose connection over isolation. If you still reach out to people, still make phone calls, attend a church group, join a club, or chat with a neighbor, then you are part of a very small group of seniors who continue to protect their emotional well-being. Because let's be honest, loneliness is everywhere in old age. Kids get busy, friends pass on, the house gets quieter, and it becomes easier to disappear than to reach out. But not you. You still show up. Still say yes to the invitation. Still ask how someone else is doing. Connection is one of the strongest predictors of longevity and quality of life. Thriving elders are never truly alone because they choose to stay connected, even when it's hard. Sixth, you care about what you eat. It might not be a strict diet. It might not be fancy. But you still try to nourish yourself well. You think about what goes on your plate before you eat it. You pause before reaching for the quick fix. And more importantly, you eat to feel good, not just to feel full. Maybe you've cut back on processed foods because they make you sluggish. Maybe you've learned that sugar gives you brain fog, or that too much salt swells your joints. Maybe you've started reading food labels more than you ever did in your younger years. Not because you're obsessed, but because you finally understand how much your body notices what you feed it. You might still cook your own meals. Nothing fancy, just real food. Steamed vegetables, a little lean protein, some fruit in the morning. You drink water instead of soda. You think twice before pouring a second cup of coffee. You use herbs and spices not just for flavor, but for their healing properties. And when you eat, you try to sit down and be present with your meal. That in itself is an act of care. Even if your budget is tight, you try to choose wisely. You stretch ingredients. You make your meals count. You see food as your fuel, your foundation, and your friend. You've learned, maybe the hard way, that after 60, your body speaks more clearly. It tells you what it likes, what it doesn't, what gives you energy, and what takes it away. And you've learned to listen. This kind of awareness is rare. It's not about perfection. It's about wisdom. Because while some people your age say, "I'll eat whatever I want, I've earned it," you understand that there's a big difference between indulging and investing. You're investing in strength, in energy, in clarity, in resilience. Senior health isn't just about what the doctor tells you. It's about what you tell yourself every time you step into the kitchen. Every small choice matters. What you eat today shapes how you feel tomorrow. And this quiet, consistent care, it's what sets you apart. It's one of the reasons you're still thriving. You don't eat to survive. You eat to support the life you still want to live. So yes, you care about what you eat, and that makes you a rare gem. Seventh, you embrace your age instead of fighting it. You're not chasing youth. You're not trying to be who you were 30 years ago. You're not coloring every gray hair or pretending your knees don't ache when they do. You've stopped chasing some old version of yourself because you finally understand you've outgrown her. You've embraced the skin you're in. The lines on your face, they're not flaws. They're evidence. Proof that you've laughed, cried, worried, hoped, and lived. Your hands may be softer now, more wrinkled, but they've held so much. They've comforted loved ones, cooked meals, raised children, worked hard, and created memories that no one else can claim. Your age is not a limitation. It's a reflection of survival, of learning, of becoming. And yes, it changes things. Your pace, your energy, the mirror, but it also deepens you. This mindset isn't common because we live in a world that worships youth, where magazines sell anti-aging creams like they're magic potions, where older women are told to be invisible and older men are told to stay strong as if slowing down is shameful. But not you. You don't hide from the mirror. You don't apologize for your years. You wear them. You wear them the way someone wears medals, quietly, confidently, without needing to explain. You've lived enough to know that beauty changes shape over time. It stops being about smooth skin and starts being about the way someone listens, the way they carry themselves, the way they speak with calm instead of noise. You don't envy the young. You observe them. You smile when they rush, when they worry over small things, when they try to prove themselves. And you think, kindly, not critically, they'll understand someday. Because you remember what it felt like to want approval, to chase status, to care too much about appearances. But you're beyond that now. You've traded the exhausting need to impress for peace. You've learned to sit with yourself, to enjoy your own company, to speak honestly, to love without conditions. That's not just aging, that's growth. And while the world may try to convince you that your time has passed, you know better. You know you still have something to say, something to give, something to feel. You're not finished. You're seasoned. And that is not something to hide. That is something to stand tall in. You embrace your age not because you have to, but because you can. Because you know that your value hasn't gone down with time. It's gone up, way up. And that acceptance, that quiet pride, that's not just confidence. That's power. Eighth, you still believe you matter. This is the heart of it all. You haven't bought into the lie that old age means fading into the background, that you're just taking up space, that your best days are behind you. You haven't let the world convince you that your voice doesn't count anymore. You may not move as fast. You may not be in the workforce. You may live alone. Maybe your name isn't on anyone's calendar anymore, and your phone doesn't ring as often as it used to. But even so, deep in your bones, you still know you have worth. And that belief is powerful. You know that even without a job title, you have wisdom. You know that even without a house full of guests, you have warmth. You know that even in silence, your presence still holds meaning. Maybe what you offer now isn't about doing. It's about being. Being the person who listens patiently, who shares their story without needing to impress, who smiles first, who remembers how to sit still and just be with someone. That is a rare gift in this noisy world. Maybe your contribution now looks like a handwritten letter to someone who needed it, or a warm meal shared with someone lonelier than you, or the steady voice of calm in a family that's too busy to breathe. And if you're thinking, but I don't really do much anymore, let me tell you something. Your presence is enough. Your experience is enough. Your existence still ripples outward in ways you may never see. You matter not because of what you produce, but because of who you are. Because you've lived. Because you've endured. Because you still wake up every morning with a beating heart and a mind that reflects on the world around you. That belief, that you still matter, isn't just self-esteem. It's survival. It's the quiet force that fuels every other good habit. When you believe you're worth caring for, you start moving more, eating better, reaching out, creating, dreaming again. Because why wouldn't you? You still have something left to offer this world. Maybe even the thing someone else desperately needs. The world may forget, but you must not. Because if you still believe that your life has meaning, even now, especially now, then you are one of the rare few. You're not just aging, you're evolving. You're not just surviving, you're still showing up. And that mindset, that faith in your own value, that is what separates those who fade from those who shine. You still matter. And the moment you truly believe that, everything changes. Final thoughts. So if you're between 65 and 80, and you still do even half of these things, you are a rare gem. Not because you're perfect, not because you're untouched by time, but because you're choosing to show up for your life every day in ways that matter. You are still growing, still contributing, still becoming. And the world needs more people like you. So ask yourself, what's one of these things I can recommit to today? Let's keep thriving. Let's keep going. Because aging doesn't mean fading. It means arriving fully and finally as who you really are.